Hey guys, welcome to the very first Shoot the Defense episode of FIFA 17, I guess. I don't even know what to call this. I haven't even thought about this. To be honest, I was always one of those people that said, what's wrong with you guys that keep videoing yourselves playing computer games? What's wrong with you, honestly? And I thought, hang about, it's actually quite popular. There you go. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm absolutely rubbish at FIFA. I'm a sore loser. And what better to do than to pick a team that, as a United fan, as a Manchester United fan, I shouldn't really like. But I've chosen Leeds United. Leeds United are a big club. They deserve to be in the Premier League. And to be honest, they're like the nearly men, aren't they? You know, getting to the playoffs, losing out of the playoffs. It's just been a topsy-turvy team. And I've picked them because they're a big club. The resources are good. And it's a big challenge. So as you can see right here, this is Leeds United on FIFA 17. The board expect domestic success. It's a high priority. Can I get it? I don't know. We'll see. Continental success expectations are very low because obviously they're not in Europe. Brand exposure, medium. I don't think they're too fussed about that just yet until they get into the Premier League. But then the financial and the youth development aspects are very, very important. Obviously, there isn't much money in the Championship unless you're a team that's just been relegated from the Premier League and you've got the parachute payments. So, yeah, Leeds United have been down there for quite a while and their finances aren't great, but they're not in a difficult situation. So, let's see how that goes. Youth development, critical. I agree, youth development is important. Leeds United are a club that pride themselves on youth development. Over the years, we've seen so many players like your Dennis Owens, your Terry Phelans, all these youngsters have come through the ranks, David Batty, Alan Smith, well, the list goes on. So, yeah, I hope I can continue that tradition at Leeds United. And yeah, I'm holding on to my hat because this is going to be quite a bumpy ride.
Okay, board expectation. Now, this is going to be quite an interesting one because they want me to finish the season with £2.5 million. Well, my current funds are 10.8. I don't see myself spending that much, in fact, anything. So I think I can stick to that target. They want me to sign two players that are central defenders for the youth academy. Again, it's a big possibility. I'm halfway there. And also to keep the salary growth under 15%. Well, it's 7% at the moment. As I said, I don't intend on bringing anyone else in for the time being. So I think I can handle that one. Domestic success, well, they want automatic promotion. As I said before, Leeds are the nearly men, so it'll be very, very difficult to do. But let's see, I'm quite confident. Youth development, as I said before, two players, central defenders or defensive-minded players. And they also want more youngsters, which I can do. I don't have any problems with that. Leeds are very good at producing youngsters. And I've got a member of staff called Sean White, 3 out of 5 stars for judgment and experience. He's already found 3 players. So my quota is, I wouldn't say I'm almost there, but I'm getting there. So let's have a look at these youngsters, 2 seconds. Right, so I've got 3 youngsters, Dylan Hall, Sean Rose and Ewan Bailey. All fictitious footballers, all generated by the computer. And they have very impressive stats and the potential is there. So let's see. Hopefully we can develop them into better players. My career, there you go. Just show you what I've done so far in terms of an academic side. I've won a continental, foreign, international trophy, or whatever you want to call it, friendly tournament. I've never done this before. I've won it, fortunately. Which generated a bit of profit. As you can see, the earnings are coming 9.3 million based on the expenses, which is 7.51. The expenses actually player signatures signed by the club at the beginning of the season on 2017, which obviously has been taken into account in this one. The earnings are very impressive in terms of money coming in. As you can see, player shirt sales, players season tickets, player shirt sales and all that, they all play a part. I'm hoping to boost that. Wood, Janssen and Hernandez are the 3 popular players, so I don't intend on selling them anytime soon. Apparently it sold 33,000 shirts, which is pretty decent, bearing in mind that Leeds get about 40,000, so I've still got 7,000 fans I need to appease. Here's my system. I like to play a 4-4-2, diamond in the middle. They call it 4-1-2-1-2, but it's a 4-4-2 diamond formation. I rely a lot on the fullbacks to get forward And put it this way, if it isn't aesthetically pleasing on the eye, football, then on FIFA anyway, then I'm not interested. As you can see from my tactics, it's a very expansive style of play. The build-up play, the chance creation, defence, all in the 90s, apart from, I think, the team width, there you go, which obviously I don't need because my fullback's the only one's marauding forward. I know that players are going to get tired. I know that I need pacey players. And those are the players that I've actually brought in. I brought in several players on loan. Hence the reason why my wage bill is pretty decent, because a lot of these players are actually on lower wages. Niate from Marseille and Brereton from Nottingham Forest were my first two. Lookman had to be signed, regardless of whether he's on loan or permanent. He's a fantastic footballer. Had a good back in the last season in the real world. And I think he can take that form onto Leeds United on the game. I think he's a very good prospect. The other three players, I brought a central midfielder from Celta Vigo. Very, very impressive. He's good on the ball. His stats aren't great, but for the Championship, he's good. And also the two forwards from French clubs, Lyon and Lorient. Zabana, who's a very, very pacey striker, and Claude Maurice, who's a very, very intelligent central midfielder, attacking one at that, which is perfect file for Hernandez if he gets injured. Here are my scouts. The most reliable one is probably Nelson Palacios. As you can see, he's got 5 stars. And in true Spanish fashion, he's found 28 midfielders. As you're aware, the Spanish have got a tendency to unearth gems, especially in the midfield area. And as you can see, here's me playing about because I don't really know exactly what I'm doing at this point. So yeah, first game is against Queen's Park Rangers, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so opening game of the season, away to QPR. Pretty straightforward, you think. Promotion hopefuls under Ian Holloway. And I get off to a pretty decent start. As I said, I'm not the greatest FIFA player. In fact, I'm rubbish. But when it comes to intricate passing, I can do that. I'm like Arsenal, how they used to be. You know, passing their way to goal and frustrating fans because, you know, they just couldn't find the net. They'll do 300 passes, but then they couldn't find the net. And then here we go with 15 minutes to go, 12 minutes to go. I play a stupid pass backwards. And look at this. My defending is absolutely atrocious. I'm sliding in everywhere. Don't even know exactly what I'm doing. Players are ball watching. Okay, he gets a lucky bounce and he heads it in to level it up. But I'm thinking, okay, there's still about 10 minutes to go. I can still get a win. No, look at this. Absolute... I can't even describe the defending on this. This guy's got so much pace. I don't know where he's going, but look at that. Unmarked. Totally unmarked. I thought it was offside at first, but then I looked at number 5, Bartley, and he's playing him on. And that's how it ended, 2-1. And yeah, not a great start to the season, as you can see. A week is a long time in football. 2 games is almost just as long. And that's 2 consecutive wins. A 1-0 win against Birmingham City, followed by a 2-0 home win against Fulham, which I'm quite happy about. Up in the table, up to 8th, close to the promotion spot. Now, if you look at the board's expectations, yeah, I've appeased them just a little bit. You know, the 85% attendance is pretty decent. 2 out of 5 games, so 3 more home games, 85% attendance, I'll be there. They still want automatic promotion. I'm 8th, which I'm pretty chuffed about. The youth development is going well, as is the brand exposure, as you can tell straight away. Domestic success ain't going to change, but, you know, the finances are good. My current growth is at 2% instead of 7% as it was earlier on in the season, or in fact, earlier on in this video. Nice little message from the board as well. And they want me to make a comment. So I'm obviously going to praise my team. I'm not going to say anything bad about them. 2 wins out of 3, can't complain. Plus a cup win against Sheffield United in the EFL. So things are looking pretty decent at the moment. I can't complain. The Birmingham City game was a bit of a tricky one. Chris Wood got injured. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do next. As I said earlier on, I've got some pretty decent youngsters that have come in, but he's effectively my talisman. I'm going to try and look for a decent striker. Now, hopefully you guys can help me out because, as I said, I don't know the game. I'm just relying on my scouts at the moment. So if you guys know any cheap players that are pretty decent for the Championship that can score me goals, I've looked at the players that are transfer listed right here. There's nothing special. There's a fella at Milan right here. He's a left winger. His pace is ridiculous. But you need more than that. You look at his aggression and all that kind of stuff. His other stats are pretty poor. Rufo is pretty decent as well. But no, I need a striker that's definitely going to get me goals. I mean, look at this fella at Milan. His crossing is appalling. His short passing is rubbish. The physical stats are fantastic, but you need more than that. Now, if I look at the players that my scouts have recommended, or even those that are available, again, it's pretty limited. Pretty limited. But you're always going to find a gem when it comes to FIFA. And that's why I'm asking you guys to help me out with this one, because I found this player. Where is he? Here we go. Mr. Emmanuel Boateng. Great stats he's got. 20 years old. Plays for Moreirense in Portugal. As you can see, his physical stats are great. But again, I can't just rely on physical stats when it comes to the Championship. You know what it's like. It's a difficult league. It's very demanding. And Chris Wood is a very, very good striker. He'll get you goals. So if you guys know about this guy, I'm going to make an inquiry about him anyway, because he looks pretty decent. I'm going to look for a central midfielder as well, because even though I'm pretty blessed in that department, as I said, it's a long season and players are going to get injured, players are going to get suspended. I've got youngsters, so obviously their stamina levels aren't great. So yeah, I've found this player at Man City. He's another youngster. Pele van Amersfoort. So let's see if they'd be interested in selling him to me. Again, look at his stats. He's pretty decent from a physical and a mental side. 6'4" as well. So he's going to be quite physical, good in the air. So yeah, let me see if they're interested in selling this fella. Now, I know Chris Wood got injured the last game, so I decided to play Lookman and Dukara up front. Let's try and find Chris Wood, see if I could get his stats up. Hang about. So yeah, as you can see, he's injured. And how long is he out for? I don't know what he's going to be out for. So this is the other thing. Do I sign a player on the long term or short term? Because if I get a long term striker, then what about the other one? The other ones I've got there, I've got a pretty decent front line, So how long is he out for? Let's have a look. Chris Wood, 2 weeks. There you go. There you go. Sprained ankle. And the good thing about FIFA is that it's not like real life. So it's not as if he's going to take forever to get back to full fitness and whatnot. So he'll probably be fit within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I'll be happy with that. So next couple of weeks, I've got Sheffield Wednesday next. Yeah, it'll be a tricky game. Yorkshire Derby, big club. And there you go, Moreirense, they want £2.6 million. Now, as I said before, I've got a budget of 10.8 million. City ain't going to sell this fella to me, so I'm going to go for this Boateng player, £2.6 million. My budget is 10.8. Earlier on, the board said that they want 2.5 million to play with next season. I can do that. That's not a problem. Okay, so that was my Leeds United FIFA 17 special. Hope you enjoyed it. Guys, if you know of any footballers that I can bring in that are any decent defensively, midfield, I don't care. Anyway, I need a striker. Boateng seems to be the one that I'm going for. But if you know of any players that are cheaper or lower wages, let me know. I want to keep the wage bill down. I want to keep the board happy. Obviously, I'm 8th in the table. Should be doing a lot better. But, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So yeah, if you guys have got any suggestions, you can @ me on Twitter @OnAMadness, or even @ShootTheDefense, which is obviously our show. Hit subscribe, hit like, leave comments, whatever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back very soon. Cheers.